Hi everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Ashley, also known as aashwarr Plays on my socials. And for today's video, I'm going to be showcasing my favorite custom content for Cas. And I've already made a video very similar to this a few months back, not even a few months, like a long time ago. And I decided that I needed to update that video because I have made quite a few changes since then. But before we get into this video, I wanted to quickly say thank you guys so much for 60,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I cannot believe our community is growing so quickly, and I am just very appreciative of all of you guys. And my gift for 50,000 subscribers was to post a Sims dump for you guys, which is also going to be included in today's video. But we're already at 60,000 and I don't know what the next gift is going to be, but again, thank you guys so much. So for today's video, we're going to be using a new model sim, and this is baby Matthew. This is Matthew Whitmore. He's part of my Discover Uni Let's Play series. I'm just going to be showcasing him for like the first portion of today's video. And the reason why I'm using him is because he is already available on my gallery if you want to download him, as well as 3 new sims I'm going to be showcasing later on in today's video. So we're just going to jump right into the first portion of the video, and that is all of the cast related mods that I have in my game, and that also includes override mods. I have touched on this in my previous favorite cast CC video, but the first one we're going to start off with is my cast background, and this is the Blast from the Past background by Fixated, and I absolutely love Fixated's cast backgrounds. I think this one is so perfect, especially for the fall time. It gives very much cozy vibes. One thing about me, I'm always changing my cast background. Like, this might be my cast background for this week, but next week it might be something completely different. But if you do need a new creator to check out, definitely check out Fixated. But we're gonna move on to the next mod I have in my game, and it is the Stand Still and Cast mod by Mizoru Yuki. And as you can see here, Matthew is standing completely still. He isn't doing any type of animation idles, which personally I find to be very annoying. But what I do love about this mod is that I'm able to change Matthew's skin details, his makeup, all of that without him having to like fidget around. So it's a very simple mod, but it's very convenient. We're gonna move on to the next mod I have in my game, and it is the More Cast Columns mod by Wabusu. Originally you only have 2 columns, but as you can see here, I now have 5 columns, and you can change out which number of columns you want in your game. And so you can choose from like 3 columns, 4 columns, or even 5 columns. And if you play with a lot of DLC or even just a lot of custom content, I definitely think having more cast columns in your game is very much needed so that you're not just endlessly scrolling through your game. Like, I cannot imagine how much scrolling I would have to do if I only had 2 columns in my game. Like, there's no way. But it also just makes it a lot easier to see all the cast items that you have in your game. But this does lead me into the next mod that I have in my game, and this is the Minimalist CC Icon Wrench Replacement mod by Real Sims. So as you can see here, it's kind of hard to see it. I'm gonna see if I can find a different thumbnail. Okay, maybe you can see it a little bit better here, but as you can see here, there's like this tiny CC icon in the top left corner of the custom content thumbnails here, and I prefer this so much more than the really loud ass blue wrench that comes in the game. It's a very tiny detail. Like, honestly, you can probably go without having this mod in your game, but I personally prefer it because I just don't like that blue wrench. But moving on to the next mod I have in my game, this one's gonna be very crucial if you play with a lot of skin details, and this is the Cast Organizers mod by Fixated. And Fixated has like a bunch of cast organizers you can choose from, but I'm using this variant right here. It's just like a simple black screen with white writing on it, and it just makes it very easy to distinguish which cast details are in which category. So like for the mouth crease, these are all the skin details that you can use, and then like for freckles, here are all the freckles organized into one category. It's just a simple divider that can help you distinguish which custom content you can use and like layer on top of one another. So like I can use like these Naomi freckles here, and then I can also have these edges here made by C Productions. I hope that makes sense. It also works for like accessories. Like, we have a left nose ring section and then like a right nose ring section, so your sim's able to use like this custom content and then like this custom content at the same time. But yeah, it just helps distinguish like which category all the CC is in. It makes it more organized. Like, it's called a cast organizer because it organizes things. I guess that's just like the easiest way I can put it. Moving on to the next mod I have in my game. This is the No Makeup and No Accessories on a Randomized Sims mod by Simply and Judah. And as the title implies, this prevents randomized sims from having any makeup or any accessories on them. So as you can see from the sim here, no makeup on the sim whatsoever. As you can see from his hands and his face, there's no jewelry, no watches, bracelets, rings. Like, this is just like a completely clean sim with no type of accessories or makeup on them. The next one I'm going to be showing is the controlled position mod version 1.1 by Northern Siberian Winds, and this is such a game-changing mod. If you find yourself in CAS frequently, you know how frustrating it is whenever you need to like change a swatch on your sims and the camera just like keeps jumping. Like, I think the most notable part is whenever you're putting tattoos on your sims. So let's say you want to put like a certain tattoo on your sim. Let's say like this one right here from Discovery Uni. If I put this tattoo on Matthew originally, the camera would automatically adjust Matthew's position and it would have him like turn around to show us like where the tattoo is. But now whenever I put a tattoo on Matthew, he stays in the same position, like he doesn't move at all. And I think this is so much more convenient. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, like that's the reason why I don't have many tattoos on my sims, just because I hate how the sims just automatically change positions every time you add a new tattoo swatch to the sim. Like, it is so infuriating. So this mod is very much needed, but there's also two different versions. So you can download just the position control only, or you can also download the custom fingernails position. And so that is the version that I have in my game, and this just adds a new custom fingernails position for your sims. So if I click on the fingernails catalog, as you can see here, it zooms in on Matthew's nails, but it has them in front of him rather on the side of him, which makes it very convenient to add nails to him and you're able to see them better. But again, it's just a lot more convenient than having your sims like turn to the side and like zoom in on their hand. But now you're able to see like both sets of hands. When it comes to the custom eyes that I use in my game, I use the Chroma eyes by Golly Haha, and this is what they look like. They are so cute and very detailed, and they come in like the basic EA swatches. And so this is what they look like. And then for my male sims, I do use a default replacement top, and this is by Lumia, and this is part of their Body Redux collection, and I believe this is the lean version. So if I take this top off of Matthew, as you can see here, he has a different top than what EA provides, and it just adds a lot more detail to your male sims. And then as for underwear, I do have a replacement for that as well. So I forget what EA's default underwear looks like because I haven't used EA's default underwear in years, in literal years. Like, I can't even tell you what the color swatch looks like, but this is the one I'm using. And this is the replacement underwear made by Joyce is Fox, but this is what the male version looks like. You can pick different colors to choose from. I just went with black because it's just very simple. And then this is what the default bra and panty look like on your feminine framed sims. Now that I've gone over all of my override mods that I use in CAS, it's time to move on to all of my favorite custom content that I use on my sims and how I create my sims. So I get a lot of questions on how I get the idea for all of my sims and the backstories and all that, and honestly I just grab inspiration from media, from like my favorite TV shows and movies. I also like to use Pinterest, and I also like to use like a Sims generator. Here's a generator that I actually have in my bookmarks. I don't know who the creator for it is. It says here by Cutie. I don't know like the exact creator, but I will have this linked in the description down below. I like to like loosely use this because sometimes like the randomizer be doing the most, but whenever I'm like very stumped on a sim and I just need like even like a random NPC sim in my game, I like using this because I like to give them at least like a little bit of character to them. And so if you randomize this a little bit, we get a sim. So it says here your sim is a male sim, their initials are XT, your sim's aspiration is serial romantic, and their traits are self-assured, hates children, and slob. They have an average warm voice and the bouncy walk style. Usually I ignore walk styles. All of my sims have like the normal walk style. If you feel like you find yourself like making the same sims and you have like the same traits and like the same sort of like aesthetic and vibe, I would highly suggest going with like a randomizer. But again, I also like to use Pinterest for inspiration as well. If you really want to get like an exact vibe that you want your sim to have, I would highly suggest making Pinterest boards for them. And as you can see here, I have them for like all of my main character sims. So if you go into like Mimi Dreamer's Pinterest board, her favorite color is pink and she's all about luxury living. And so I found pictures that kind of fit her aesthetic that I have envisioned for her. As you can see, here's a picture of like princess at the nightstand. And yeah, I think this just really helps like capture your sim's personality really well. I even have one for Yume Tanaka, who is the main sim for my most recent sim series, Yume Inkomarebi, and she's a figure skater. She really loves like organic modern architecture style. She likes prints and patterns, and so I don't have that many pictures. I usually try not to use too many pictures because it lets me like hone in on what I envision my sims to be like. But definitely making Pinterest boards is the way to go whenever you want to create a specific vibe for your sim. So highly would suggest doing that. But we're going to create 3 different sims for today's video for the sim dump that I'm going to be releasing to you guys very soon. And I already kind of have in mind the 3 sims that I want to create for today's video. And so for the first sim, I really want to make a model sim. If you don't know, I do have a model sim. Her name's Chastity Green, and I want to create another model sim for her to be like friends with. And I kind of want to make a model loosely based on Ducky Thought. I think she's so pretty. She literally looks like a Barbie doll. So we're gonna start off with the height slider mod by Lumia because she is a model. I want her to be very tall, and so with this mod you're able to adjust your sim's height. I get so many questions about this, and in order to adjust your sim's height, you'll click on their neck and you can raise it either up or down. And so we're gonna raise it up a bit. If we make it too tall, she'll come out of like the screen, and I don't want to do that. So we'll make her tall, just tall enough to be in the screen. And then we're going to change her skin tone. And I do have a custom skin tone pack in my game. This is the Bear Skin Tone Pack by La Matisse. But I do want to give a shout out to Xmirror, Ebonic Sims, and a few other creators, because without them advocating for more skin tones in The Sims 4, we wouldn't have like the range that we have. Like the fact that I only have like 1 skin tone pack in my game says wonders, because I used to have like a whole bunch in my game before we got like that very big skin tone update a while back. But I used to have like Xmirror's skin tones in my game, but now I just have La Matisse version. But we're gonna pick a skin tone to go for, and I'm thinking we go for, I think we'll go with this one. For eyebrows, I use a wide variety of creators, but I will say a few notable ones are Cosmetic, Twisted Cat, Peachy Fairy, and Stretch Skeleton. And I think I want to go with these eyebrows by Peachy Fairy. As for eye presets, I actually don't have any in my game, which is honestly surprising to me. I usually just use presets that come with the game, but I found these towards the bottom, so we're gonna use them. Next, I'm using this nose preset by Stretch Skeleton, and I'm going to do a bit of adjusting to the nose, like widen the bridge a bit. And then for lips, we're gonna go for Twisted Cat. I do want to point out I have 2 custom lip sliders in my game. So the first one is the Mouse Skull Slider by Two Moon, and this one, I believe if you click on like the edge, if you click on like the edge of the lips, and if you drag your mouse from right to left, it changes like the size of your lips. And then for the second slider I have in my game, this is by Miko, and this is their pouty lip slider. So you'll need to go into detail edit mode, turn your sim to the left or right, and then click on the bottom lip, and you're able to adjust your sim's pout. Moving on to skin details, I use quite a bit of skin details on all my sims. I think this is where all the magic happens. So starting off with skin overlays, I use a ton of them, but my main 2 or main 3 skin overlays that I like to use for my sims, especially like NPC sims, is the So Creamy skin overlay by Twisted Cats. and this is what it looks like. The Ooh Smooth Skin Overlay by Lumia Sims, and this one's very subtle. It just kind of like smooths out your sim skin to make it look very smooth, as the name implies. And then the final skin overlay I like to use is by Capital Tico, and this is their Milk Tea Skin Blend. But I'm actually going to be using a new skin overlay by Northern Siberian Winds, and I just want you guys to see how much of a difference skin overlays can make on your sim. So here's my sim without any type of skin overlay on them, and then this is what they look like with Northern Siberian Winds Soft Rose Skin Blend. Like, do you see the difference that makes? Such a huge difference. But we're going to adjust it to the sim skin tone. I absolutely love adding hairlines to my sims, just because without them, the hairlines that comes with AA are not that great at all, and it just adds like a layer of realism to your sims. And so my go-to hairlines are by Real Sims. So we have like the prim hairline, the proper, fancy, and then stoic for like more masculine framed sims. But for baby hairs and edges, I like to use these hairs by C Productions, and it adds baby hairs to your sims. You can't really tell with this hairstyle, so I'm gonna actually take her hair off so you can see it better, but oh, I love how these look on her. I think we're actually gonna go with these. Moving on to makeup, I use a lot of makeup, y'all, a lot. So I'm not gonna be able to go through every single piece of CC makeup I have in my game, but I will go over all of my favorite CC creators that I like to get my makeup from. So first notable creator is Cosmetic. I use like all of their eyeshadows, their eyeliners, even their lips. I shown like their eyebrows earlier, but another creator is Praline Sims, Cryptic Sim, Northern Siberian Winds. Twisted Cat is another good creator, especially for like lip glosses. And then we also have Peachy Fairy as well. And so I think I'm gonna go for like a smoldery look for this sim. And I think we're gonna go for this eyeshadow by Cosmetic. I added an eyeliner as well. Oh, I love these lips right here. Hold on. I don't even remember downloading these. These are from a creator called, I think that might be pronounced Lavender. It's like LVNDR. I might just use these, honestly. Like, they're so pretty. For eyelashes, I do use a few creators. My main creator is Kijiko Lashes, but I also like to use lashes by Miko as well. But speaking of eyelashes, if you notice on this sim here, she doesn't have any of the eyelashes that come with the eye presets made by EA. And this is with the EA eyelashes remover mod made by Kijiko. Next, we're gonna move on to tattoos. And they're not actually like tattoos, but they're basically like skin details located in the tattoo section. And this first one is this belly overlay by Sammy XOX. And so here are what a few of the swatches looks like. This is my absolute favorite one. As you can see, it definitely adds a lot more detailing to your sim's stomach. But here are a few more of those swatches. Next are some more edges that I have, and these are by Setsuki. And so I moved the C Production edges, and I'm going to show a few variants of the Setsuki edges. So we have this one right here, and as you can see here, it covers your sim's entire head. But I'm going to choose a brighter swatch so you guys can see the edges a little bit more clearly. And the last detail I want to show you guys is this cleavage overlay set made by Praline Sims. And as the title implies, it just adds a cleavage overlay to your sims. It's very difficult to see the different swatches with this Sims bra. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick a different bra so that you guys can see different swatches. So I'm going to go through the swatches again so that you can see the difference. And yeah, I really do like this skin detail. It definitely adds a lot more realism to your sim's chest area. Next are body presets, and I do have a handful that I absolutely love and use all the time. The first two are body presets made by Nizuri. This is the Hourglass and Pear preset. And so I'm actually going to set this sim's body preset to like an EA default so you can see the comparison. So here's like an EA default one. This is the Hourglass preset. And then this is the Pear preset. Another preset pack that I'm absolutely loving is this Peach presets by this creator here. I have no idea how to pronounce their name and I don't want to butcher it, but they come with 3 body presets. Here's the first one. Here's the second one. And here's the third one. And I think we'll go for this body preset for this sim. So I'm gonna raise her height again, and that should be good. I also want to point out that I do like to use sliders on my sims, and there are a handful of sliders that I use. I won't go too much into depth with these because they're the same exact sliders that I've shown in my previous favorite cas-CC mods. So if you want to see like the exact sliders that I'm using and how they work, I would definitely suggest watching that video again. I'll even put like the timestamp in the description. Now we're gonna move on to my favorite creators for feminine framed cas-CC, and there's a bunch of new creators that I found since my last favorite mods video, so I'm definitely excited to share them with you. We're gonna start off with hairs, and the first creator I want to share is Daylife Sims, and I like to think that their CC is a mixture between Maxis Match and Alpha. And so if you don't know, Maxis Match CC is basically CC that blends very well with the existing game, whereas Alpha CC is a lot more realistic. But I tend to be more of a Maxis mix, so I like to play with both Maxis Match and Alpha CC, and I think Daylife Sims is like the perfect CC creator for that. And so here are a few hairstyles made by this creator. We have this set of braids that I absolutely love. We have this long, beautiful ponytail, this dreaded hairstyle. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite hair CC creators. I love every single hairstyle that they make. The next creator is aashwarr. I'm gonna show a few of their hairstyles with you guys. I love this one. This one has to be one of my favorites. The next creator is okayo, and here are a few hairstyles made by this creator. Next has to be my absolute favorite. It has to be my absolute favorite is Gigi Simmer, and I have every single hairstyle that this creator makes in my game. Like, I can't even show you guys all the hairstyles because we would be here all day, but just know that every single hairstyle this creator makes, it's in my game. The next creator is Some Celebrity, and I think that my favorite hairstyles by them are very long hairstyles. Here are a few of my favorites. The next creator is A Harris O Brittany. The next creator is QICC, and I love their hairstyles because they make a lot of textured hairstyles as well as braided hairstyles, but here are some of my favorites. Now the next creator, I think I have the most amount of CC from, and this is Shea Butter. I'm not even going to go into all these hairstyles because I actually covered these hairstyles in another CC video. I'll have it linked in the description down below. It's all of my favorite hairstyles for Black Sims. In that video, there's a lot of textured hairstyles, braided hairstyles, dreaded hairstyles that are perfect for your Black Sims, so definitely check that video out. But there are 3 collections by Shea Butter that I have in my game. The first one is the Afro collection, and this is what they all look like. The next is the Braids collection, and then the final collection is the Twist collection. The next creator is neecxle, and here are a few of my favorite hairstyles. Next is Sims Trouble, and I love their hairstyles so much, y'all. Like, I have so many of them in my game, so many, and I feel like I always lean towards these the most just because of how versatile they are. But this person makes like stranded versions of their hairs, but if you don't like the strands, they make like a no strands version. But yeah, I love their hair CC so much. Again, they make all types of hair CC that fit any type of sim that you like, and I love the attention to detail with their hairs. Next creator is Slipping Sims, and they also specialize in braided hairstyles. Next is Aretha B, and I like their updo hairstyles the most from this creator. Next is Aladdin the Simmer, and here are my favorite hairstyles by this creator. And then the last hair creator that I want to share for feminine framed sims is Simtrick. And here are a few of my favorite hairstyles by this creator. Whenever I see a picture of Ducky Thought, she's always wearing bangs. So I think we're gonna wear this hairstyle by some celebrity for her. We actually might not go with bangs. One thing about Ducky, she stayed with some bundles in her hair. So I might actually go with this hairstyle instead. Okay, moving on to my favorite creators for feminine framed clothing. The first creator I do want to point out is Double Plum Bob, and the reason why is because they actually make recolors of existing items that come in the game. And so here's like a few items that come in the game that I actually like, but it just adds like a lot more swatches to the items. And I love the swatches that it comes with. It comes with like very colorful yet muted colors and not like super bright eye straining colors, which I do appreciate a lot. So you can definitely pick and choose which items you want in the game. I know for me, the biggest struggle is liking what EA makes, but not liking the swatches that they make. So this creator is very much needed. Unfortunately, I don't think this creator is active, so they don't have like recolors of more recent DLCs, but I will say in the past few years, EA has definitely gotten a lot better with their color swatches, so this isn't too much of a problem for me. The next creator I'm going to show is my absolute favorite creator, and you guys already know that if you are a frequent viewer on my channel, and this is Skintones. I love all their collections. I have every single one of them in my game. I'm going to show more of the recent CC. They did drop a new bridal collection, so we have new bridal dresses here, some nice formal attire, and even CC that goes very well with the new Horse Ranch pack as well. Next favorite CC creator is Madeline Sims, and I love their two-piece sets. Like, one thing about me, I'm gonna download a two-piece set from Madeline. And so here are the ones that I have in my game. Next is Aretha B, and I like to think that their CC is definitely geared towards younger Sims, like teen Sims, young adult Sims. Next favorite creator is Jolie Bean. They make like some really nice lingerie. They also make like a few high fashion pieces. And if you need like a costume for your sim for Spooky Day, they also make stuff like that too. So this creator definitely has a wide variety of CC to choose from. The next creator actually makes alpha CC, but as I said before, I do like using both alpha and Maxis Match CC. And this creator is Rimmings. I love their CC so much. I love this dress. This has to be like my absolute favorite dress. Here's that infamous Roblox dress. But yeah, definitely check them out if you want more realistic or just more detailed CC in your game. Another CC creator that might be considered alpha is Sifix. I like to think that they're more so Maxis Mix, but they make a lot of like formal attire wear, very nice elegant dresses and pieces. There are definitely period pieces in here too, but I love using these for like special events like baby showers, weddings, birthday parties. If your Sims got invited to the Starlight Accolade Award ceremony, I definitely think they need a dress from this creator. Next is Joan Campbell, and I like to think that Joan Campbell is for the grown and sexy, like very much bougie, classy pieces. I will say with Joan Campbell's stuff, because it is alpha CC, I tend to go for like the darker swatches rather than the lighter swatches because they are very detailed, and sometimes I can find it doesn't really match well with the rest of my Maxis Match CC. But other than that, I love this creator so much. I always lean towards using their CC in my game, especially for like my Sims dinner dates or a night out in town. Next creator is Caillou. I love their activewear collection. Like, I feel like I'm using it on every single one of my Sims, but they also make like some really nice swimwear as well. The next creator is Serenity, and I have literally every single collection by this creator. I love these two CC pieces here so much. I feel like I'm always using them in my game. This one especially for like loungewear for my Sims. A few more creators I want to point out is Adrian Pastel. So this creator makes like a lot of CC that's like basically add-ons to existing EA items. So let's say like you want a particular top made by EA, but you want like a tucked in version of it. This is your creator for those type of items. Another creator that I have probably like the most amount of CC from is A Hairs O Brittany when it comes to clothing items. Like, do y'all see all this? I actually love their pants the most. If I'm always wearing pants from from a CC creator, 9 times out of 10, it's a hair so Brittany. Like their jeans, these pair of jeans, literally every single one of my Sims have these pair. Every single one of them. These cargo pants, every single one of them. Moving on to shoes, I do have a handful of favorite CC creators for this category. Not many, because I actually end up using like the same few pair of shoes. But the first creator is of course Syntates, and I love their boots, I love their heels. They even got cowboy boots, like they got it all. I feel like Syntate literally has it all. Next creator is Dallas Girl. I have so many heels by this creator. My absolute favorite, which are the Dior heels. They also have a few boots that I like these and these. Show a different swatch. The next creator is Madeline, and they actually don't have too many shoes, but when I tell y'all, like I gravitate towards these shoes so often, and it's these boots here, these right here, and then like these high heel stiletto boots. I always have my Sims wear these, and they come with 3 different height variants, which I appreciate so much, because like I said before, one thing about my Sims, they gonna wear these right here. I think my absolute favorite shoe creator has to be Juice, and they just make every single type of shoe you can imagine. I think these are perfect for whenever your Sims go to the beach or pool. They even have Crocs, y'all. Like when I say this creator has it all, I'm not joking. I am not joking. Another creator is Shake Productions, and I think they specialize in heels, but when I tell y'all I have so many heels by this creator in my game, that would not be an exaggeration. And then the final shoe creator I want to go over is Serenity, and they have a lot of shoes to choose from. Okay, I'm going to style this Sim off camera, and I'm also going to name this Sim and give them an aspiration and some traits. Okay, you guys, I am back. I made some minor tweaks to the Sim, but I just work best not in front of a camera. I'm so sorry, y'all. Like, I actually don't like Cas at all. Like, it's probably my least favorite thing to do in the Sims, but I did adjust the Sims makeup a bit, changed her hairstyle, added some jewelry, and then the dress and shoes by Syntate. Her name is Courtney Ajak, and her aspiration is world famous celebrity. As I said before, she is a model. And then for her traits, I have high maintenance, adventurous. I like to imagine her favorite part about being a model is being able to travel to different worlds and learn more about the cultures in each world. And then her final trait is materialistic. I feel like all of my female Sims have this trait, and I don't know why, but I did also add a few likes and dislikes for Courtney. She likes the color brown, white, and black. Her favorite music genres is R&B and soul music. And then as for her favorite activities, these include dancing, mixology, using her phone, because I do like to think that she loves posting on social media of all the places that she travels to, wellness, and then photography. But this is the first Sim, and now we're going to move on to the next Sim, which will be the male Sim, and cover all of my favorite male Cas CC. I think for this Sim, I want to do a Jesse Williams inspired Sim, and in particular his role as Marcus from Detroit Become Human. I love that game so much. It is one of my favorite games, hands down, and I love Marcus's character so much in that game. And so I think I want to make a Sim based on that. So we're gonna start off with eyebrows, and again, I already covered my favorites. And one thing about my male Sims, their eyebrows are gonna be snatched every time. I think we'll actually go with these eyebrows from Mascaras. I think these might be the only eyebrows I have by this creator. We'll change his eye color. I think Jesse has like blue eyes, like bluish green eyes. You know what, we'll go with these right here. It looks like I do have eye presets for male Sims, and I'm currently using this collection made by Northern Siberia Winds, and I'm using the second eye preset. As for nose presets, I have this collection here. I have no idea who the creator is. If I find out, I'll put the name on the screen for you guys. I actually really love these nose presets a lot, and I think we're gonna go for this one for this Sim. For lip presets, there's 2 packs that I do want to share with you guys. The first one is by Northern Siberia Winds, and here are what these lip presets look like. And then the second pack is made by Obscurus, and this is what these lip presets look like. And I think we'll actually go with this last preset. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of adjusting to the presets, and then we're gonna move on to facial beards. Moving on to facial beards, there are a few creators that I want to share with you guys. The first one is Green Llamas, and this is from their beard collection. And this might be my most used beards just because of how seamless they are and how well they match with Max's match hairstyles. The next creator is a new creator for me, but I think their facial hair CC is my favorite, and it is Bob Newbie. And here are a few of their beards. I love this one right here. Next is Hella Good Sim Stuff, and they have two beards that I love so much. This is the first one, and then here's the second one. And then the final creator I want to share with you guys is Golly Haha, and here are a few of their beards. And I actually think I want to go with the one that the game generated for this sim, which is this hairstyle here. But speaking of hair, I do have a body hair collection that I use for my masculine sims, and this is the body hair collection made by Lumia, and you'll be able to access this in the tattoos section. There are different swatches to choose from. You have gray, auburn, blonde, brown, dark brown, black, salt and cocoa, and salt and pepper. But here is one swatch. This is what it looks like. It adds like stomach hair. It also adds arm and leg hair to your sims. But what I do love about this collection, it comes with different body hair types. So we have a curlier hair version as well, like this one. For skin details, I do like to use the 3 skin blends that I talked about earlier, but for male sims, there is a skin detail that I love using on them. It is the Structure Skin Detail by FAVE. So this is what the sim looks like without the skin detail, and then this is what the sim looks like with it. And as the title implies, it adds more structure to your sims, but I'll show like more swatches of this for you guys. And then I'm also using the Smooth 2 skin detail. I love using nose masks to add a lot more depth to my sim's nose, and my go-to nose mask is this one made by Obscurus. And there is a lot of variants to choose from, and I think we'll go with this one. And I think we'll go with these freckles made by Peachy Fairy. I use the same lashes for male sims, so we're gonna go for these lashes by Kijiko. If my male sim wears makeup, they usually use the same exact creators that I mentioned earlier, but all of my masculine sims use these dual lips made by Egg Beater Sims, and I love them so much. There are a lot of colors to choose from, and they are melanin friendly. Alright, I'm gonna make a few more adjustments to the sim. There's just something about the sim that I'm not liking, but I'm gonna do it off camera, and then we're gonna move on to my favorite hairs. Okay, I did some minor adjustments. I changed the lip preset to another Obscurus preset, and then I changed the nose preset to a different nose preset, but I think I'm finally satisfied with how this sim looks. We're gonna move on to my favorite hair CC creators, and the first one I want to point out is Johnny Sims. This has to be definitely one of my favorite creators, but here are a few hairstyles made by this creator. Next is C Productions, and I love their hairstyles so much. They have like a lot of updo hairstyles, but here are a few of my favorites. Next is A Harris O Brittany. Next is QICC. Next is Sims Trouble, and again, a wide variety of hairstyles to choose from by this creator. Next creator is OK Roo, and here are a few of my favorite hairstyles. Next is Aladdin the Simmer. And then the final creator I want to highlight is Kiara Sims. There's one hairstyle I do want to point out. It's by Sleeping Sims. I think this might be my favorite male hairstyle. It's like this waves hairstyle. It's like a edit of the waves that come with paranormal, but it looks a lot more flattering than that hairstyle. But yeah, literally like so many of my sims have this hairstyle. I chose this hair for this sim, and it's not even a CC hair, it's a base game hair. And you know what? EA's newer base game hairs, they be nibbling a little bit. Like, I love this hairstyle so much. I'm gonna give EA a few points for this hairstyle. But we're gonna move on to my favorite clothing for male sims. The first creator I want to point out is S4ZCC, and unfortunately they are no longer active, but they make some really good CC. They have like these few recolors right here for Snowy Escape. In the full body catalog, they have a bunch of more CC there, especially pants. I like their pants a lot. But here's a full body item from this creator, as well as this suit. And then here are a few pants by this creator. Next is C Productions, and I love this creator for more of like basic attire or just simple basic wear. So we have like some simple t-shirts for your sims to choose from. They do make a lot of like high-waisted clothing as well, which is really great because we don't have much of that in the game. Like this shirt is compatible with high-waisted jeans. I'll show that in a second. But here are a few tops. And then here are a few high-waisted jeans that are compatible with these tops. Next is Double Plum Bob, and just like my female sims, this creator has made recolors of previous items in the game, like this jacket from City Living, for example. Next creator is Softer Haze. I also use a lot of items from them for my female sims as well. I can't believe I forgot to mention them earlier, but they make some really cute male clothing. And here are what these bottoms look like. Again, Adrian Pastel makes a lot of edits to existing clothing items that come in the game. And I believe they also converted some items that come with a kid stuff pack for your masculine frame sims, which is really great. But yeah, I have a lot of clothing items from this creator, as you can see here. Next is Ahair's Uh-Oh Brittany, and I'm pretty sure I have every single collection made by this creator. Like, there's just so many CC items I have. But I'll share a few favorites, like this top here. I feel like all of my masculine frame sims wears this top. They also have like some really nice graphic shirts as well, and some nice like preppy formal stuff too. The next creator I want to highlight is neecxle, and one of my favorite collections for male sims is the Stay Gold collection, and it comes with a bunch of top and bottoms that you can mix and match for your male sims. There's just a lot of variations that you can choose from. Let's see if I can pick a different color so y'all can see. But yeah, as you can see here, like a lot of mixing and matching can be done here. So if you need more formal attire for your masculine frame sims, I would highly suggest this collection. Another collection made by this creator is their Essentials collection, and as you can see here, they have a bunch of boxers and briefs for your masculine sims to wear. Next is Aladdin the Simmer, and here are a few pieces made by this creator. I love these set of shirts right here. I feel like I'm always using them, but they're really great for your sim whenever they go out for dinner and stuff. I like this graphic tee. Next is Caillou, and I do have a few favorites by this creator. And then the final creator I want to point out is Serenity, and I love this top so much. Let's see if I pick a different swatch of it. And then this cute little puffer jacket. It's so cute. When it comes to footwear, I don't use much CC for male sims at all. Like, there's only a small select few of CC I have. Like, do y'all see this? This is it. But it looks like S4ZCC makes some good shoes for male sims, like these Converse right here. I love these shoes by Aretha B. I forget which collection they're from, but I feel like all of my male sims have these tennis shoes. These Chelsea boots by Sims are my new favorite shoe for formal wear, and this is what they look like. They look so good, y'all. They look so good. But Sims is definitely a newer creator for me when it comes to shoes for my male sims. And then my final favorite creator for shoes is Juice, and as you can see here, we have a lot of variety to choose from. Again, we got Crocs for them. We have like these boating shoes. I think those are boating shoes. Like, we have some tennis shoes for them, and then like these pair of loafers. But I'm gonna finish up styling up this sim, give this sim a name, some traits, and then I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright you guys, I'm finally finished with this sim and I love how he turned out. It's definitely giving very much sophisticated, successful vibes. And so this sim is named Andrew Brown and his aspiration is fabulously wealthy. As for his traits, he's self-assured, he's romantic, and then I hit him with that non-committal, y'all. I hit him with that non-committal, like, he gotta have one flaw, okay? He likes the color brown, he loves blues and jazz music, he likes running, mixology, boxing, and fishing. And so I made a little background story on this sim, and he's a finance bro. He is a finance bro. He is basically like a very eligible bachelor that lives in the uptown area of San Myshuno. So if you have city living, definitely put him in San Myshuno. I think he's perfect for that world. I would definitely imagine him being in the business career. I think the title of the career is investor, which I think is perfect for him. As I've mentioned before, he loves fishing. I definitely think this is his favorite hobby, and he tends to go to like Brindleton Bay to go fishing there in his spare time. But I would love to see how you guys play with this sim. He's basically like a bachelor, so if you want to do like some bachelor gameplay with him, have him meet like a few female sims or even male sims, totally up to you. But he does have that non-committal trait, so if you want to make it a goal to have him get tied down to like only one sim, definitely go for it. But we are officially done with the second sim and all of my favorite male cast CC, and now we're gonna move on to my final sim. For the final sim, we're going to do a voiceover because this video is already getting long enough. You guys, I've already recorded like 4 hours worth of content, and I'm a little bit concerned that this video is going to be super long, because usually when I record for my Let's Play series, I get like 2 to 3 hours worth of content, and those videos typically range from like 30 to 45/50 minutes. And with this being like a cast video, I really don't want it to be very long, but you guys have highly requested me creating sims and how I make them, and I wanted to make this video as thorough as possible because if I'm going to be completely honest, I don't think I'm going to be making a cast related video again anytime soon. As I said before, y'all, I am not a cast girly. I don't like being in cast at all. That's why if you watch me on Twitch or if you watch like any of my live streams, I never do cast because it's not a fun time for me. It really isn't. Which may come to a shock since I do a lot of townie makeovers for my personal save file, but I've always been a build girly. Like right now I'm in my building phase, but then again, I'm never not in the building phase. But I think the main reason why I don't like being in cast is because of how ridiculously long it takes for me to make sims, because one, I'm very indecisive. And yeah, no, that's the only reason. It's because I'm indecisive, that's it. Like I think the previous 2 sims that I've made ranged around like 2 hours. I watched like other people's videos and they say they only take like maybe 20 to 30 minutes. So I don't know, I feel like I shouldn't be spending this amount of time on sims, so I definitely need to work on that. But if you are wondering, it does take me about an hour/2 hours to make a sim, and that's not even counting like all the outfits. Like that's a whole other ballpark, so I can't even imagine how long that takes because I'm even more indecisive about that. But speaking of Twitch and going back to live streams, I definitely want to try to get back into doing live streams because I miss talking to you guys. Like I miss interacting with y'all. It's just, I feel like late July/early August is such a busy time, not just for myself but for like a lot of people, and I've been busy. Like your girl has been so busy, but once I find time, I definitely want to get back to trying to be consistent on Twitch and doing live streams, so definitely make sure to follow me there. Also follow me on Twitter because I definitely give out more updates there than I do on YouTube. But like I said before, I don't think I'm gonna be doing another cast related video anytime soon. I think this should be suffice because I covered all of my favorite cast custom content, all of my favorite cast mods. Like if anybody asks me anything cast related, I'm directing you to this video. I feel like this is about as detailed and precise as you can get. With that being said, I definitely want to suggest other creators that do make sim stumps because I know like that's probably like my highly requested thing is asking for me to share my sims on the gallery, and honestly it's just because I'm too attached to my sims to share them. I'm so sorry. Like especially my Let's Play sims, you guys always ask for them and unfortunately I don't ever plan on sharing them. But I did find a few creators that does make sim dumps and they're very detailed and very good looking, and all these creators I'm about to share with you guys are very active on Tumblr, so if you have a Tumblr account, definitely give them a follow. But the first creator that I want to highlight is Simkira, and I recently recently discovered their Sims dumps, and let me tell y'all, these are probably the most detailed Sims dumps I've ever seen. Like, they are so detailed. This creator makes background stories for them, and they also make like really large families. You just gotta check them out. You definitely need to add their Sims in your game. The next creator is Bob Newbie, and I did mention them a little bit earlier for their male cast CC, but they do have a few Sims dumps on their page that I found, and I love their Sim style so much, so you definitely should check them out. If you want a bit more detailed or maybe Maxis Mix Sims, then I would definitely check out Maggie Z Sims. I love their male Sims, so definitely check this creator out. And speaking of male Sims, there's another creator that you need to check out, and this creator is actually, I think, more active on TikTok, and this is Sims Anastasia. And if you've watched my Sim Self Diary series where my Sim Self goes to Paris, one of her love interests is Damien, and this is actually one of Sim Anastasia's Sims, and I think her Sims are gorgeous. But I will have links to all these creators on my resources page. And speaking of links, all of the mods that I touched on, all of the custom content that I've highlighted, and even all of my favorite cast creators are all going to be linked in my resources page on my Tumblr. So if there's some CC or some mods that you found in today's video that you want to add to your game, definitely check out my resources page. I also have other links to like my favorite build by creators. I'm thinking about making like a favorite build by video for you guys, because I know I got a lot of requests for that as well. But if you are interested in that, just let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely add it to my list of videos to make in the future. But I will have these 3 Sims available on my gallery as well as on my Patreon. I'll have the link to my Patreon in the description down below. All that I ask for you guys to do is not change the Sims skin tone to something drastically different. Don't change their body type to something completely different. And also, please do not re-upload these Sims and claim them as your own. Like, that is so rude. Like, please don't do that. But other than that, please feel free to download them, and if you do use them for your gameplay, I would love for you guys to tag me so I can see them. I love when you guys tag me for Matthew. Oh wait, I forgot to talk about the Sim. Oh my god. Okay, let me talk about this Sim and then we're gonna end today's video. So this is Tiara Robinson. She is an adult Sim, and I envisioned for this Sim to be a very colorful and bright Sim, because I feel like I don't make that at all, and I also feel like I don't make enough plus size Sims in my game, which is something I need to work on. I definitely want to add more diversity to my personal save file and just in my game in general. But Tiana is a very vibrant character, and as you can see here, she loves bright colors. I like to imagine like her favorite colors are blue and yellow. As for her career, I actually envision her being like a pediatrician. I know that's not like a specific career you can be in The Sims, but I know that if you have Get to Work, you are able to be a doctor for imaginative purposes. I like to think that she focuses on being a pediatrician. She loves kids so much, and she definitely wants to have kids of her own. With that being said, I gave her the big happy family aspiration, and then for her traits, I gave her family oriented, art lover, and childish. And I was so close to giving her the erratic Sim trait. I don't know why. Like, I never used that trait. I don't know. I wanted to do it so bad, but I just stuck to childish. But she does like doing art in her spare time. I definitely think that is one of her favorite hobbies. And speaking of hobbies, she also likes cooking and roller skating. I don't know why, but I feel like Tiara is one of those Sims where they go to disco night on Fridays at the skating rink and gets her boogie on. Like, I don't know why, but I really feel like she's really into like the 60s/70s aesthetic. Like, her house is very much mid-century modern, and like I said before, she loves bright colors and fun patterns and prints. Her favorite music is carnival beats, hip-hop, and soul. And I did set Tiara's sexual orientation. She is romantically attracted to female Sims, and she is only interested in woohoo with other female Sims. So she's definitely looking for love, and she definitely wants to have a large family with the love of her life. So if you do play with Tiara, please find her a boo that she can start a family with. And also, I imagine her living in Windenburg, and the reason why I say this is because I actually want to add her to my Mimi in Windenburg Let's Play series. I feel like Mimi needs more friends, and so I think Tiara is gonna be really perfect for her. I can make her like neighbors with Mimi and Dirk. And one thing about all of my Sims, they are very much rich and bougie, and I feel like Tiara runs her own clinic, so so you already know her house is fat, so make sure if you do play with her you give her a big old house. But other than that, I think that's it for Tiara. And as I said before, all the Sims that I've shown in today's video will be up for download on my gallery or on Patreon. Link is in the description. But that is it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please leave a like and comment. I very much appreciate it. Please subscribe if you are interested in more Sims content from me, and I'll see you guys in my next video.